Hey everybody, this is Jim at SP500chart.com. It's about 9:30 on the last day of March 2014. And before we take a look at the charts, March 31st, I just want to remind you that the website and the video are for educational purposes only. Nothing stated at the site or in the video is intended to be used as investment advice. I can draw lines on charts, but you have to draw your own conclusions from your own research and make investment decisions that are suitable for your personal financial situation. And I am not a licensed financial professional. I'm just a guy who draws lines on charts. So let's take a look. Starting out here on a 30-minute chart, today we indeed, and this was kind of one of the things we covered in the weekend video, is this resistance line right here. The question was, would this be acting in much the same way as this resistance line back here? In other words, we got from about 1840 up to the low to mid 1880s. Then we came down to the 1840 area again, made a little bottom. Then we came up to the low 1880s again. Then we came down, made another little bottom, in the 1840s. And the question is this rinse and repeat? Well, with what we see in today's action, at least so far, it looks like rinse and repeat. We had our clear little bottom pattern that developed on the 27th. That was the call we made last week on Thursday. We had a nice move up on Friday, but that met resistance. And that resistance was this line right here. If we zoom in just a little bit, there it is. And you can see that today we quickly got over that. And then we spent the day going, for the most part, sideways. Now, when you have a consolidation, one of two things is going to happen. You're not going to go sideways forever. That goes without saying. It would not surprise me if we saw something similar to what we saw back on the 18th and 19th, and that's where we got up over this line, kind of went sideways, then encountered some weakness that took us down to back test this line right here. So for what happens tomorrow and Wednesday, a back test of this line would not be surprising. Not at all. Now, an eventual target, however, I think we likely will at least get up to retest this 1883 line. And the reason I say it is the depth of this little channel. Again, I'd have to draw another line, and I don't want to booger up the chart, but we'll do it. If we sort of look at this as kind of a double bottom, or you could say some sideways action and a little cup and a little handle, whatever you want to call it, the depth of these two dips right here should indicate that we would get up to retest 1883. This is still just a downward channel, but it's got these nice two dips that I think would likely be broadcasting how far we're going to get above this line right here before it's all said and done. So, the question is, are we forming a little bull flag? And if we are, we could be making that move to 1883 very, very quickly. We could jump out of this pattern right here, get up over this weak line of resistance, and get on up there. That could very well be what we see happen. But the other possible outcome is that before we get to this line, we pull back and back test this descending trend line right here. Either way, I think we likely get up to 1883 for another test of that area. Another thing that's a little interesting to note here, and might lead us to maybe be a little bit more on the lookout for that back test, which, by the way, would be a better trading opportunity than just getting up to 1883, if we were to pull back to say 1860, then you got a 23 point, you got about 1.33% potential gain on a very short-term move. But what I want to show you is, remember at one point we had a horizontal line drawn back in the middle of March with the idea that we may have been looking at an inverted head and shoulders pattern that would have formed from the 11th through the 21st. As it turned out, that pattern did not come to fruition. And it looks like we may be actually making another similar pattern. So again, this is a secondary line of resistance, which I'm going to put as a very light lavender color. This is the more important line right here. Again, to reiterate, if we get up over this line, wherever it might happen, I think that should be signaling a move to the call it the mid-1900s. I think that's good enough for now. So guys, let's just keep an eye on it tomorrow. See, bull flag or reversal, don't know yet. Whichever way it goes, however, look for a bounce on this line if we come down to it, and look for resistance at 1803. But if and when that resistance breaks out to the upside, that should be setting up a nice move for some significant gains into the 1900s with an eventual target of about 1958. So guys, that's your video for March 31st, 2014. Thanks for taking time out of your day to watch it. Sorry this came a little bit late. I just had some stuff going on where I couldn't do it until about 9:30 this evening. Take care. Thanks.